Welcome to my speech based on the social media makes us less social. I have two questions for you. Do you feel like without social media, you could stay in contact with your family or your peers? And how long do you think the average person spends on social media? The answer is 2 hours and 23 minutes. Shocking, right? According to Data Reportal, the average person spends about 2 hours and 23 minutes on social media, which I am personally guilty of. Sometimes I do find myself scrolling on Instagram and through TikTok for hours. I don't mean to, um, and I wouldn't consider myself to be addicted to social media, but I would be certainly bored without it. What is social media? Social media is websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or network. Social media has been used or is being used for so many reasons today, such as advertisements, entertainment, news, marketing, photo sharing, shopping, and communicating with peers and family, and many other reasons. Here are some popular social media sites or apps that you may be familiar with. From a website called Very Well Health, Joe Whittington, MD, a board certified emergency medicine specialist based in Southern California, recommends finding balance and limiting the usage of social media to ensure a productive life. It's recommended that people limit to using social media only 20 to 30 minutes out of the day, which could be very hard for a lot of people to actually do. Social media can definitely be entertaining. There's no doubt about that. But there are some downs to social media. Some of the downs to social media is jealousy, depression, self-esteem issues, antisocial, um, isolation, and comparison. And with that being said, um, once you get to the point where you're dedicating time out of your day to keep up or to figure out what others are doing, I would consider that to be a big sign that you are using social media too much. The problem with social media is that everyone shares everything, whether it's special moments, big accomplishments, vacations, anything. And what a lot of people tend to do is they start to compare themselves and their journeys to other people's lives and their journeys, and they start to get very depressed or they start to question themselves, which correlates with the self-esteem issues. Um, for instance, you may start scrolling on Instagram or Facebook, and you may see peers you might have grown up with buying houses or either getting married, and you may start to question yourself like, hey, what am I doing wrong? But you're not doing anything wrong. Um, it's just social media does have a negative impact on people. Um, Another main issue is that social media has caused people to be um, isolated and to become very antisocial. Um, Author Erin Daughtery from article How Much Social Media is Too Much states when someone's eyes are constantly glued to their phones, they miss out on a lot of real life conversation with people around them, which is very true. Because a lot of the time people stay on their phone. And for instance, if you're out to eat with friends or family, 9 times out of 10, everyone's on their phone. Um, that is not the case for everyone, but some people do stick with their phone, stay glued to their phones. Um, and it kind of interferes with face to face interactions and with people's socialization skills, which are very important because you need socialization skills. Um, that's a skill that you use every day, talking to people and reading people's emotions and understanding people. Social media has become bare minimum for socializing because there's no effort to it and you can do it behind closed doors. In the article, too much social media could hamper your child's ability to read facial emotions, explains how there's been a new study that's been done that pretty much that people that use social media a lot, they tend to show autism spectrum disorder, including an inability to read emotions, which can affect their socialization skills and people may not even realize or know. Um, which also correlates to what author Jean Twenge also mentioned in 2014. She stated, in the next decade, we may see more young people who know the right emoji for a situation, but not the right facial expression, which is very accurate considering that that is exactly 10 years, a decade from today. I'm sorry, from 2014. And a lot of people today, they use communication online and they do use a lot of emojis to describe their current mood or how they are feeling while having conversations. And it's less effort for someone to use an emoji rather than to explain or to go into depth about how they are feeling. A few things that you could do that can help you limit your usage to social media is read a book, pray, if you're religious, learn another language or a hobby, listen to music, hang with friends. It will be a benefit to your socialization skills. Organize, cook, anything you find interest in. Um, there are so many things to do to remain productive. Try doing any of these activities on your own free time instead of spending time um, just being isolated, closed off on social media. I promise you will probably see a big difference in your socialization skills and with just communicating with other people.